All right, so just spend a couple moments to chat about what to bring um, as a gift if you're meeting the parents for the first time. Um, you know, Sometimes the gift isn't as important as it is just to understand why you're bringing a gift, right? To help kind of set the idea of maybe that'll help what to bring. Typically you're bringing a gift just as a gesture. It's a gesture to show that you're, you know, um, her parents or that his parents are that they mean something to you, and it's really just an act that shows that you're making an effort and that their opinion matters to you. Okay, it shows that you're polite and you're well-meaning. It helps make a good first impression, right? As the saying goes, you don't get a second chance to make a first impression, and so you don't want to necessarily come empty-handed. um, and arriving there and not really having anything. So, question is, okay, I see that it's appropriate, but what should I bring? So, kind of safe bets would be red or white wine, right? And you can just ask your significant other what they prefer, right? They should know what their family likes. You can bring hard liquor, but definitely want to ask first. Not just in terms of maybe they don't drink hard liquor, but it might send the wrong signal, like you're a drunk. You go and you bring a Jack Daniels or something that strong, and they might be like, "Wow, it just may seem a little strange." So ask your significant other. Um, Candy. Well, okay. Let me not back up a bit. Not candy, but like an array of assortments of sweets. Sometimes that can be fun, especially if you know you're going to be sitting down and eating them. Always bring more than less, but not too much. Um, One thing to consider is if you know that someone in that family is a diabetic, that's really an opportunity for you to really show that you care about that person, that you listen to them. Because what you can do, and I've seen people do this, is very successful and it really shows that you care, is you bring an assortment of sweets and then you bring a smaller a subset, a smaller size of sweets, but make sure they're sugar free. Or if you have some type of drinks, make sure you get one of them that's sugar free. And that shows your effort in understanding that family, right? Because it's like, wow, this person knew I was maybe a diabetic and they brought something for me, especially if that ends up being, the father or the mother. That really shows that that you listen to that, to their child, and that you're respecting them and that you're respecting everyone. So, if there's an opportunity for that, that's really something for you to jump on. Um, so, wine, hard liquor, again, double check to make sure it's appropriate. Of course, you can bring flowers. Um, you just want to, I would say, bring something, and there are a lot of other things you can bring. Couple of things to, I would say, avoid. Um, don't go overboard, right? Don't go out thinking that you need to spend $300 on gifts and things like that. You would send the wrong message, and you're just going to stress yourself out and your bank book out, right? It shouldn't be anything more than, I mean, if it costs you more than, $50 at the high end, you're probably doing it wrong, or you just don't really know what you're doing. Um, 20 or $30 wine, maybe with a couple of flowers. You don't need to bring a dozen roses. Half a dozen are just fine, and they don't have to be roses. They can just be flowers if you want to bring that. Something for the mother, like the flowers, something for the father and the family, like wine. Or if you want to bring sweets, that's perfectly acceptable, and maybe a bottle of wine. But the wine doesn't have to be 150 Chardonnay. Costco sells wine for $14 and $20. That's perfectly fine. It's just showing about it. You're just showing them that you care enough, that you brought something for them, and that you're listening to them, and that you were thinking about them. Um, that's really all that the gift is for. So, you can search online for really good ideas, but bottom line, um, make sure it's not terribly expensive. Um, Flowers are okay. Sweets are okay, again, if they're diabetic. Get something that would be good for them or they have other health concerns. Get something that maybe matches or that that they can eat, because that really shows them, wow, this person really cares enough to get something that only I can eat or my body can digest. And of course, you can always ask your significant other what they recommend. Just don't go overboard and spend anything more than $50, because that could show the wrong message. So if you have some ideas of what you have brought when you first met, or good ideas, feel free to leave those comments below. I'm sure they'll be very useful to other people as well. Thank you very much, and if you would like and subscribe, that would be fantastic, so I can keep making these videos.